What is up, everybody? I am Nick Anderson, your host of Amongst the Whiskey. I'm coming at you with a short one today. Really, what I want to do is point you at two new reviews of Michter's 2024 special releases. That would be Shenk's and Bomberger's. Two new additions to the lineup. I've gotten a lot of feedback on these through the years. What I've seen from the whiskey community is that most people prefer Bombergers. Well, as you can tell from the fill levels on these bottles, I've had quite the experience with both. What that means for you? A well-calibrated, well-triangulated review experience. One that you can read right now. I'll drop the links to both reviews down in the description. But also, guess what? I will tell you which one I prefer right off the bat. Because I told you this was going to be a short video, and I like you. I appreciate you for watching my videos. I'd really appreciate you if you liked, subscribed, dropped a comment. Which one's your favorite? Bombergers or Shenk's? Have you tried either of these? These are a little more obscure than your everyday drinkers. Shenk's leans in a little bit more on the experimental side. This year features some malted rye in the mash bill, among other interesting tidbits about this one. Notice this one does not say it's a bourbon, does not say it's a rye, does not say it's a malt whiskey. So what is it, you ask? A Kentucky sour mash whiskey. Okay, that means it's a American whiskey. How do we define that? Lucky for you, I described that in my full review of Shenk's, and that's Shenk's Homestead Kentucky sour mash whiskey. The batch I reviewed is 24E2215, distilled and bottled in Kentucky and released at 91.2 proof. As for Bombergers, this leans in a little bit less on experimental. It leans in on tried and true practices that have produced great whiskeys for years. And I'm talking decades. No, sorry, I'm talking centuries. So with this year's Bomberger's release, they decided to use, once again, some Chinkapin oak for the finishing. This Chinkapin oak was open air seasoned for 3 years, above and beyond what the industry norm is for open air seasoning. What that typically does is reduce tannins. What I'll say happened on this year's Bombergers is that some of those tannin notes still prevailed. Ooh, bless me. Now, if you've been reading my reviews, you'll know that the 2023 release of Bombergers earned my highest marks, my absolute pinnacle score, a 5 out of 5. This year's, not so much. What happened this year is Shenk's has entered the limelight. Oftentimes neglected as a strange label that most people don't recognize. It's not one that people are hunting regularly. It's not one that's commanding a very high secondary value. But I will say I much prefer this year's Shenk's compared to previous years and compared to Bombergers. I like the Shenk's better. Where Shenk's shine, say that 5 times fast. Where Shenk's shines is in its creaminess. Its very oily profile. It does marshmallow really well. You want the full notes? You got to go read my full notes. Make sure to check the link down below. Leave a comment while you're scrolling down there. Really, that's all I got for you, though. Shenk's, Bombergers, 2024, here we are. We're still in the golden age of whiskey, and I'm enjoying every minute. So that's it for today, folks. As always, keep it amongst the whiskey.